stresses that in our modern society you have to go a step further. That teachers have to show the students that they are capable of being in charge and having control of their own success or failures by helping them learn to use technological resources. And more than ever before, there's really no question that education today prepares you for life. The people in this room are blessed to be part of this special mission. So there's a famous quote: if you give a child a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a child to fish, you feed him, her, for life. It's not just a job being part of the Tutor for Tomorrow's Genius, it's really part of Tikkun Olam, making the world a better place by educating tomorrow's geniuses one at a time.
Wow. The ad said that the candidate must have experience working with technology, so I figured why not? Then, along comes this new project called Tomorrow's Genius. Of course, I believed in the idea, and I immediately began thinking of the future possibilities. But at that point, at least, we had a long way to go to get there. The next 3 months were full of challenges. I also knew that for TG to be successful, we needed to assemble the best group of educators around. That's when I started meeting all of you. I still remember my interview with Dr. Fishman. We had worked together previously at Web Yeshiva, and when I saw his application, I knew I had to have him on the team. I asked him which subjects he could tutor in. I should have known that was a silly question at the time because he answered all of them, or pretty close to it. And for those of you who have seen Dr. Fishman online, I'm sorry to embarrass you, Dr. Fishman. He is an amazing jack of all trades, and you know, really a model for the rest of us. Then came Ahuva, Abraham, and Shana. It was all starting to come together. Then, a few weeks later, or a few days later really, I received a CV from Zahava Bitter, who was a former colleague of mine in New Jersey. We were even on the same Aliyah flight. I didn't think I could feel better than I did after Zahava had joined, but then I saw the CV from a guy named Jerry Unterman. I thought to myself that it had to be a different Jerry Unterman. The Dr. Unterman I knew was a huge influence in Jewish education and also a parent of one of my former students. I remember running into the HR office and yelling to Dorothy, "Get him in here!" Well, the rest is history. Here he is sitting. A few days later, HR scheduled an interview with this teacher named Ria Schwartzberg. I saw her CV and it looked quite impressive. Her name sounded familiar, but I figured Jewish education is a small world. When I went to the lobby to greet her, I think the first words out of my mouth were, "What are you doing here?" We both looked at each other and realized that we had known each other by face for probably close to 10 years. We were both longtime Model UN advisors and had seen each other at every conference over the past decade. Jewish geography strikes again. Towards the end of the initial hiring, I found out about a teacher everyone I spoke to said was amazing. He came in and heard what we were doing and was kind of unsure. He believed in the project, but was already working 2 or 3 other jobs and was unsure if he wanted yet another commitment. He left the interview and sadly informed me a few days later that he had decided to pass. The stubborn person that I am was not going to take no for an answer. Several phone calls later, and I had convinced Reb Shlomi Cohen, who unfortunately is very sick with pneumonia, to try it out. Well, he joined our team and has been an asset to us ever since, and hopefully he'll be able to see this later on YouTube. About halfway through the process, here I was, a former teacher, trying to run this project myself. I immediately said to Jackie that we had to get some help. Specifically, we needed a marketing director who could help us sell this, what in Israel at the time was a totally foreign idea. The interview process was most interesting. I met a lot of nice people, but none really jumped out as 100%. Then I met Dina. Her energy during our initial interview lit up the room. Off the top of her head, she started rattling off a list of ideas, projects, events, and other things she wanted to try if given the chance. At the end of the process, we narrowed it down to 3 finalists, and Jackie spoke to each person. After those conversations, Jackie and I both felt the same way, and Dina joined the team soon after. She has only been with TG for 3 months, but it seems like we have accomplished a lot more than 3 months' worth of work. So why do I tell you all of this? I want each of you to realize how far we have come in a short period of time. 6 months ago, Tomorrow's Genius was nothing more than an idea. A short time later, here we are, coming together as a staff of educators, working to better the educational experiences of students all over. We still have a lot more work to do, but we have been able to come so far because of the people in this room. We mentioned to all of you during your initial training that you were the faces of tomorrow's genius. You were the people interacting with the students. It is your professionalism and commitment that have made this all possible. I would like to give a special thank you to Jackie. My wife often says that the only person I speak to more than Jackie is Dina. She's probably right. Tomorrow's Genius is truly a global operation. With work being done in India, Israel, and the United States, it can sometimes be a challenging task to keep it all together. Jackie has brought so much talent and experience that even though she is 6,000 miles away, I have already learned so much from her. Her methodical approach has enabled me to grow as a manager, and her encouragement has reminded me that the possibilities are truly limitless. Lastly, and we're so happy he's able to be here today, I need to give a special thank you to our founder, Dr. Sanjay Sharma. Your commitment to education and your overall vision have made this all possible. There were many points during TG's development where others said it was too hard or that it would never work. Sanjay was committed to proving them wrong, and I thank him every day for his faith and belief in what we are doing. So here we are, 6 months in and going strong. We have a lot more work to do, but you have all helped us get to this point. Here is to more hard work and continued success, and we help, and hopefully in order to help as many students as possible. So thank you, and thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here and see the faces of the service. So I, like you, share a passion for education and technology. And we've got a team in India, but I want tutors in Israel, and you've done stuff like this before. And I actually had, so I could answer and say yes. One of the things that I feel is so powerful is that it's a disruptive technology. And disruptive technologies enable societies to develop. And they're hard, they take time to implement, but they build your future. You are the service. And having been in educational technology, software is only good if you can't see it or you can't feel it. And what I'm saying is you are the service. When that child or person has a question and connects, they're connecting to you. They're not connecting. My software, and if we build it right, it's you. And that's where the relationship is. And that's what's so beautiful about the experience. And I just want to thank REA. I want to really thank all of you, and I want to thank the team in India, although they're not here, because it was an idea, and without that, it would just be an idea. And so we've turned it into a service, and we will continue to build upon it. But without that, it's nothing. And so it takes hard work, and it takes thought, and it takes challenging what you're thinking about, and it takes passion. And I see that in every single person sitting in this room. Thanks.
Thank you.
So yesterday I was taking a tour of Jerusalem. I came here with a delegation of U.S. business people, and I think that this is truly something that is a call of the time. And we have this technology, and we do legal work, and so on and so forth. So she said, "Well, you are not even Jewish, and you are here." And I said, "I don't have to be Jewish." And she said, "Well, no." I said, "I came to Israel in 1989 and actually was working in a kibbutz for a month, trying to market their products in the U.S. This is a great country. This is a startup nation. We are truly starting a business here. Education is the most fantastic profession, the most fantastic calling, because you are teaching people to fish. That's the most fantastic thing that you can do. I come from a family of educators. 3 of my uncles and my father were professors. My father started as a school teacher and became the head of a college and retired from there. So I have some education blood, or whatever you call it. Not Dina's energy, oh God.
None of us do.
I don't know, you're a close second.
And one of the things that I heard by an education publisher is that teachers in the U.S., not even in Israel, are about 10 to 15 years behind in technology, behind the children. And so, well, that's like, oh, I didn't think of that. Which means that the children, I have 2 sons, 11 and 9, and when I go and start programming a TV And the mom said, Daddy, get out of here. And I was a trained engineer, by the way, not an electronics engineer. So I can't figure test them, then go. Just let me, play, And so what Tomorrow's Genius is doing is creating a platform to enable communication, because education is communication. The communicator from your side is most important. And so it's absolutely thrilling that we are not only creating education, we are creating jobs. Is that what we are saying is that it's not that we are creating education and jobs here, but if this succeeds in Israel, then it becomes a primary platform for the US. And the moment we enter the US, we will create hundreds upon hundreds of jobs in Jerusalem or in Israel, because our educator, I don't like to call them tourists, by the way, the educator base is here. And when I talked about that, just hinted, because when you're with the mayor of Jerusalem, he's got bodyguards, blah, blah. And so he said, yeah, that's a great idea. I said, we create 300-400 jobs in Jerusalem. And he says, I'll talk to you. And so what is the future that I'm thinking about in Tomorrow's Genius? Is the education experience has to evolve. And that will evolve on you are the founders of Tomorrow's Genius, the platform and marketing. The point is, you are the founders of the education experience, right? Marketing, technology, and all that, but the point is, you are the educators. You are designing, you are the first educators who are actually teaching the technology part, that this is how you teach. So please give me technology. So technology is an enabler, as Jackie was saying. But your experience, so your input right now is absolutely critical. For us to create, we want to create an education platform that crosses the boundaries in the mechanics of teaching. There's a company in the US called Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone has reinvented learning a language. And my dream, and I think hopefully it's our dream, is to reinvent learning. And that is done through Tomorrow's Genius. So you are thinking, like Google reinvented how you search, Facebook reinvented how revolutions take place. So communication is part one that comes from you. The experience, the actual process of teaching somebody will be revolutionized in the next few years. And we want to be absolutely the cutting edge. Languages have been taught for thousands of years. And here's a company that comes and simplifies the process. Just like mathematics has been taught for thousands of years, and I scratch my head. So that's the bigger goal. The smaller goal, or the more short-term goal, is to create content. That's the watchword. I think we have schools now, and we have the trials, and I think this will gather its legs. But what I am worrying about right now, and I'm worrying everybody through my worries, is how do we create a book of mathematics or whatever it is that is out there that people can study. So over time, what will happen is that we will have our own content, which is read these 5 pages that are multimedia, some pops, there's a little song somewhere, blah, blah, that's an education experience. At the end of it, there's a small test, and this is, minute by minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, and then you say, what can I help you with? So you are actually creating, it's not like, let me help you with your homework, that's the initial concept, but the ultimate concept in my mind is that the process is reinvented. And that is the goal that, I'll be looking for. That comes through media. We have to create, our content. We have to create our own
Now
content.
media.
Now media, that's it. Because the person from Houghton Mifflin, which is the largest textbook publisher in the world, was saying that they have 1.5 million titles, books, out of which only 40,000 are digitized, converted into e-books, which is mind-boggling. There's so much back out there. And what we need to do is to create digital content from its origination.